Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be listening to another discography, sort of. So this artist only has one album, so we are just gonna go over the entire album, and it's kind of new. She's not very new, but she's back. So we're going to be listening to Clara Made Mistakes. Okay, so I'm sure not many of you really know who Clara is, so I'm just gonna give you a brief little introduction. Clara is a British singer-songwriter who's been around for the good part of a decade, and she had her first album called Good Morning, released in 2017, but shortly after it came out, it was taken off of Spotify and all streaming platforms, basically wiped from the internet. She still has one song called Let You Go that is still up from that album, that she just hasn't taken down, and I'm not really sure why that one wasn't taken down, but the others were. She also had a song that was released on SoundCloud in around early 2013, 2014-ish, and it's called In the Darkness, which I'm sure many of you guys have heard on TikTok. You would recognize it if you heard it. So she wanted to come back with a new rebranding. She left her old label / co-producers. She wasn't really satisfied with what she was making. She just wanted it to feel more like her. So she left and she came back after 7 years without an album and put out Made Mistakes. Now Clara is still very small. She only has around 50,000 followers on Instagram. She should be so much bigger. She is such a tremendous artist for the R&B community, and she is so underrated, but she is so there. And when people learn to appreciate her music, people will be wow, she's been good from the get-go. After that little introduction, we will start reviewing the album. Also, if you have not listened to this album already, which I'm sure most of you have not, I would totally listen to this album while I'm doing this, because it is such a good album. I swear it is one of the greatest. Track 1 on her debut album is called Another Night. It perfectly captures being in that relationship. Both parties are really unhappy, but they just don't know how to leave. Neither one can just bring it to an end. It's that feeling of still caring but not wanting to let that person go just yet, because you don't know what's next. So you just sit another night with this person. To be honest, it's a beautiful opening track, and I really love it so much. It's already really high on my ever listen streams. I listen to this song so much. I don't skip it. This album is almost a no skip album. Track 2 of Made Mistakes is Don't Worry About It, which was also the first single off of this album, released on April 3rd, 2024. This was the track that broke Clara's silence and the 7-year streak of not releasing. It was a great comeback. It's phenomenal, and it really matches the aesthetic. She didn't change too much over the 7 years she was gone, although this track is a little bit more poppy and upbeat than before. It makes perfect sense that this was the lead single of the album. Of course, the song's added to my playlist because I've listened to it so much, but honestly, if you're not fully wanting to listen to the full album, this is one of the songs I would totally recommend. Track 3, Things You Didn't Know, was the third single to come out from the album. So she released 3 singles prior to the album coming out, and this was the third one, which was released the day before the album. It was not even I had no idea it was coming out. It was just dropped. I adore the intro. I love this song so much. I think that a lot of Clara songs are really built the same. I know songs are built the same for the most part. The chorus can get very repetitive, but it also sounds so good. They have a good bass, and they have good beats. And also her lyricism is really good. You just really have to listen to it. Her background vocals are phenomenal. You really need to focus in on that background music because it is so good. Track 4 is titled Runnin'. And if we're gonna be totally honest, this is the song that I hated off the bat. I did not like it. It took me a few listens to really indulge in the music, but overall I ended up really liking this song. I think that it was because it was a lot different than anything she's put out before, which is something different for each artist. Some artists stay the same their entire career, and some to shift. I enjoy the pre-chorus to this song, and the song sounds such a fun song to see live. Speaking of seeing this live, I'm going to Clara November 22nd. So you guys should totally go. She only has 3 shows because she's such a small artist. She has one in London, one in New York, and one in LA. But if you listen to her and you really love her, these tickets are so cheap. They're $34 on Dice. And I would totally recommend going. This is such a fun concert to go to. Just seems like she'd be so fun to hear live, and it's just a small little party type thing. It's really small, but it looks so fun. Track 5, Talking to You. So Talking to You was the second single off of this album. The intro is just so perfect. It sounds like nighttime, darkness, emptiness, all of the things that Clara just kind of represents. Talking to You is really good and is actually one of my favorites upon first listen. Like, I would never skip this song. This song was go in. The lyrics are like immaculate, and like I just love this song so much. It's not a skip. Track 6 is All I Wanna Do. Like, as much as I love the song, I despise the intro. Like, the intro is not for me. I think this one might be my least favorite on the album. The lyrics are good, they just don't really fit into the vibe of the song, and I'm just not really for that. When I want to vibe to a song, I really want to be able to relate to the lyrics and like have it all like sink into me, but I just don't get that out of this song. The song sounds like it would be like a revenge song, but it's not, like, at all. It's about like regret, which is like kind of the opposite. Track 7, Far Away. Far Away seems more like an interlude than anything, even though it's not. It's technically like a track on the album. I just find it so different than the rest of her discography. Kind of like Runnin', just very underwhelming and kind of repetitive, so I just don't have much to say about this song. Track 8, Upset With Ya. It opens with like the best line ever, like out of all the lyrics. It opens and it's like, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, hello, Clara. It's so good. It just explains that feeling when you're like upset with someone that you just don't want to be angry with. Like when you're like upset like with your partner, but you don't want to be because you love them so much. It really explains that someone you don't want to be mad at just keeps upsetting you over and over again. And you really don't want to because you just put so much effort and passion into it, but you just keep getting broken. And you don't know why, and you hate why, but it just keeps happening. Which is something I can totally relate to, which is why I love this song on the album, because it's one of the most relatable. Track 9, Solo. Solo is so good. Me and my best friend literally love this song. I love when her vocals get all high pitched. It's just one of my favorite things that people can do in a song. The song in entirety is good. I really like the beat, and sometimes her music can sound a little too specific for me. Like, why are you reading my mind? This song has so much autotune in certain parts, and I love that so much. When an artist has like purposefully a lot of autotune, I think it sounds so good sometimes. And finally, sorry I've been moving my hands so much. Finally, track 10, Made You Feel. This is probably my favorite song on the album. Never a skip. It's so warming, and I love the contrast between the beginning and the end of the song, how it just totally changes. Like, it's just so mind-boggling that like even Billie loves to do this with her music. Like, the beginning is so different from the end, and at some point it just switches. Like, the beat drops and it just changes the mood. It's so calm and relaxing, and such a good outro for one of the best albums ever. I love this album so much. If you listened to this song, I know you would totally fall in love, especially if you really love that R&B vibe. Anyway, that is the entire album of Made Mistakes. It's short, 10 tracks, but so good. It's such a short little listen, so if you have a free 29 minutes, I would totally recommend to listen to this album, because it's so good and it's so chill. You can listen to this while you do homework or you go work out. It's just the perfect album to do really anything to. Listen to it in the car, blast it, it's so good. If you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. I'm sorry that I was on like kind of like a break. I was just like in the middle of doing so much, but now that it's summer and school's out, I'll have more time to edit and listen. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I'm willing to take anything. I really need to expand. I'm doing really good. I'm like halfway through, not like halfway through the series, of course, because I haven't filmed them all, but like I've gotten very far with the artists that I did want to listen to. So I'm taking so much more like requests because I love listening to new music. Please leave this video a like if you like this video, and subscribe down below if you want more content like this. I do basically just a bunch of discography reviews and Taylor Swift content. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.